Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today, and we're back again covering Season of Discovery, different classes that we saw at BlizzCon and their respective runes. So we've done Druid and we've done Mage already. Mage is really exciting. Druid has AoE Wind Fury, which is just crazy. So we're getting into Priests, let's get into it. So we're going to start with Gloves, Penance, awesome, Mindseer. Wow, giving a level 25 priest Mindseer is mad. Circle of Healing heals, yeah, and Shadow Word Death. So already, I wonder if, is there any, atonement-y things? Doesn't look like it. So they haven't added atonement, which is interesting, actually, because, you'd think that's the thing they add for priest. But for just gloves then, you've literally got your options, right? Single target Shadow, Shadow Word Death, AoE Shadow, Mindseer, Circle of Healing for Holy, and Penance for Disc, right? It's going to be quite simple. Legs then, Power Word Barrier, which is crazy. If we ever get into later raids, having Power Word Barrier is just kind of mental. So, yeah, big pick there. Shared Pain, which I saw this and I was like, I want to play Shadow Priest. Your Shadow Word Pain now also afflicts up to 2 additional nearby targets within 15 yards. Now, that's cool for dungeons, that's cool for the Black Fathom Deeps raid, but imagine this in PvP. You're just multi-dotting everything. I don't know, that's really cool. Homunculi. Break off splinters of your soul to animate 3 miniature copies of yourself that attempt to attack your current target with a mace, sword, and axe, reducing the attack speed, attack power, and armor, respectively, of any target they hit. Which is just such a cool new ability. I'm looking forward to trying it. We'll probably use it as disc more than anything else. Oh no, you could use this in PvE as well, actually. Yeah, I'd probably use this as disc more than anything else. And Prayer of Mending, which is just crazy. And it does go to raid members, which is really interesting. You have to check this in Classic, because obviously a lot of stuff was party-based. So the fact that this goes to raid, Circular Healing, is that party-based? Yeah, it's party-based as well. In fact, Power Word Barrier does also say party members. Okay, so Prayer of Mending is the only one that really seems to be going AoE at the moment. Void Plague. Afflicts a target with a disease that causes 116 shadow damage over 18 seconds. Just another dot. Okay. Serendipity. Healing with Flash Heal reduces the cast time of your next Lesser Heal, Greater Heal, or Prayer of Healing. That's very holy-esque. And Lesser Heal, Greater Heal, and Flash Heal reduce the remaining duration of Weakened Soul on targets they heal for 4 seconds. Oh, by 4 seconds. Very simple. It's not going to be hard to pick up the builds here, is it? Disc is going to go very Penance, maybe Power Word Barrier, or Prayer of Mending. I'd actually pick up Prayer of Mending in most scenarios, I think, for dungeons, and then maybe Power Word Barrier for Black Fathom Deeps if it's needed. Or Homunculi. You've got very good options there as Disc, and then Strength of Soul for the chest. Holy, you're going to be picking up. Circle of Healing, I think, is the only real option there. Legs, then you're probably going to go Prayer of Mending or Homunculi, and then Serendipity. Shadow, then you've got 2 choices on the glove: Shadow Word Death or Mindseer. Again, single target or AoE, pretty much, isn't it? Twisted Faith. Ooh. I'm gonna say that having more damage is better than having an extra dot, but you have 2 choices there: an extra dot or more damage to targets afflicted by your Shadow Word Pain. Bear in mind, you won't have VT or anything like that at the moment. So, yeah, I think Twisted Faith is a good shout. It's probably what I would run at the moment, or guess I would run. And then Shared Pain is going to be the immediate one for me there. Yeah, so awesome. So let's get into Warlock. The Warlock tanks are going to be crazy. Now, obviously, this is very based on Ascension. I've played Warlock tank on Ascension. And I was just really excited by this, but it isn't what I thought it was. Yeah, so I've played Warlock tank on Ascension. It was quite good. It was never quite as good as a normal tank, but yeah, we'll get into it. So let's go through chest first. So we're going to go Lake of Fire. Rain of Fire also leaves a lake of fire on the ground that increases all fire damage you deal, and your demon pet deals to affected enemies by 40% for 15 seconds. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it gives them a bit... Well, I mean, rain. It's just going to affect Rain of Fire as well, isn't it? So it's going to be a lot of AoE damage, which is pretty cool. It's like a destruction-y spell. Master Channeler, your drain life is no longer channeled, lasts 15 seconds with a 15-second cooldown, costs 100% more mana, and heals you for 50% more each time it deals damage. Which, for PvE, crazy. For PvP, wow, that's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, Warlocks might just never die in PvP. I mean, Soul Siphon as well, increases the amount drained by your Drain Life and Drain Soul spells by an additional 6%. So you have got like an Affliction option if you wanted a damage Affliction spec. And then you've got increased melee and spell crit strike chance. So again, I really like that this has been added because we are going to be a bit stat starved. We're not going to be like high levels of crit or anything like that. One thing I don't know if they have talked about, so you guys might have to tell me, is world buffs. Did they say that all world buffs are going to be in? I know there's a world buff from like Fathom Deeps, but I don't know if like the rest of the... Well, no, because you wouldn't be able to get a Nixie's head or anything like that, would you? That's interesting. Okay. Everlasting Affliction, Drain Life, Drain Soul, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Cleave, Searing Pain, Incinerate, and Haunt. Refresh the duration of your corruption on the target back to its maximum duration. Now hear me out. If Master Chandler just puts Drain Life on the target like a dot, does that dot refresh corruption? Because if so, I'm playing Warlock. I know I've re-rolled already in this video, but I'm playing Warlock if that's the case. Because you literally would just put corruption, drain life on the target, and then just leave them be. Okay. Incinerate, burn your enemy for 96 to 111 damage, and increase your fire damage you deal by 25% for the next 15 seconds. Nice, another kind of... I mean, that and that. Your Rain of Fire is going to do mad amounts of damage. Demonic Grace. Surge... Oh my god, I've just seen this, but we'll get to that. Surge with Fell Energy, increasing your pets and your own dodge chance by 30%, and your chance to critically strike with all attacks by 305. Why? Oh, okay. I'm guessing it's just a cooldown, right? Like a defensive cooldown. Okay. Sorry, I read that and just couldn't process it. I haven't, just woke up. Your pet's critical strikes apply the demonic pact effect to your party members. See, we're going to gear up goddamn demo warlocks up so they give us the maximum amount of spell power again. Stop it. Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy, right? Like, if you get a lot of spell power as a demonology warlock, you're going to just run this. Even as a tank, I think, over the cooldown. Yeah, so Metamorphosis. Transform into a demon, increasing armor by 500%, reduces the chance you'll be crit by 6%, increases your threat by 100%, increases the mana gained by life tap by 100%, and transforming the functionality of some of your abilities. Searing Pain, which is your high threat fire damage thing, is now instant. Shadow Bolt becomes Shadow Cleave, a shadow melee attack that hits up to 3 nearby enemies, but has a 6-second cooldown. Curse of Recklessness now also taunts your target to attack you for 3 seconds, but gains 10-second cooldown and range is reduced to melee. Demon Charge, charge an enemy and stun it for 1 second. Cannot be used in combat, so very similar to Warrior Charge. And Demonic Howl is AoE Taunt. Okay. So... Searing Pain's going to be like your spam ability. Searing Bolts... Shadow Bolt's going to be kind of... There's 3 targets, you're going to cleave them. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It looks good. I mean, I'm wondering that with Searing Pain being your main source of damage, or your main source of threat, if you're going to pick up the fire damage stuff instead of the shadow stuff, which is not what I expected. I expected it to be very shadow-based, but okay. Shadow Bolt Volley, which I didn't know existed. What? Shadow Bolt now strikes up to 5 targets with a chain distance of 10 yards, but for 20 reduced damage. Well, in any situation... I wonder... Now, I don't know this. Obviously, I don't know if people tried it. But if I have 2 sets of gloves, can I put a rune on one and swap it for a rune on another. So I could have like Shadow Bolt Volley and have an AoE set and then switch it to a single target set. I wonder. Chaos Bolt, which, I mean, is just crazy, right, that it exists. No, oh, okay. Just knowing Chaos Bolt causes all fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. That's pretty cool. And then obviously Haunt. Now there's a couple of different builds here, isn't there? There's a fire destruction build, right? Which is going to be Lake of Fire. It's going to be like Incinerate, and it's going to be Chaos Bolt, I imagine. You've then got like an Affliction DPS build, which is going to be Haunt, Everlasting Affliction, and I still think you're going to go Master Channeler. But, I mean, you could go Soul Siphon, you could go Demonic Tactics. You've then got... I don't really know where this fits in, because every spec's going to use Shadow Bolt. But you've then got, like, an AoE Shadow Bolt option, and then, obviously, Metamorphosis, you're going to go Metamorphosis. I mean, you're definitely going to go Metamorphosis and Demonic Tactics, I think. Oh, no, sorry, Master Channeler, of course. And then Demonic Grace, and then you have a Demonology build, which is going to be Demonic Tactics, Demonic Pact, and then, well, Shadow Bolt Volley, potentially, or they have a couple of different builds. Warlock is looking spicy, actually. Yeah, Warlock's looking one of my favourites so far. So come back next video, we're going to be looking at Warrior. Thanks for watching, guys, more coming soon. Catch you later.